YouTube, how the heck you doing? Welcome to Tuesday tutorial. Last week I brought you how to create custom brushes in Procreate. Had a little technical issues last time. I'm trying a new software this week for the Photoshop side. So let's go ahead and jump in it, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so I got a little canvas open here in Photoshop. Like I said last time, I was having some difficulties getting this to work, but I think we got it this time where I'm going to be able to record the cursor and everything for you guys. What I'd want to go through is doing a custom brush for you. So if you don't have your setup, and you may have different setups as far as I do, I have my brush settings over here on the right along with my brushes. If you don't see that, you can always go up to Window up here and make sure they're enabled in the brush settings and brushes, and that'll bring up those two options depending on where you may have them set or placed on your screen. But I'm going to go ahead in here and go into my brushes, and as you see, you got your hard rounds, soft rounds, all kinds, and then down here I have some dry media ones along with some other custom ones that I imported from other people too. So but right now we're going to do our own custom one. So I'm going to select this hard round pressure size here, and if I go into the settings, it'll give me the settings for that brush. As you can see how it flows there, shape dynamic smoothing. And if I go into scattering, I can change the scattering of it. Go down to some noise. Let's add some noise and maybe some wet edges. And I got my blue color selected, so let's go ahead out of there. As you can see, it does have somewhat pressure sensitivity. As you go lighter and shorter, you can see it's got like the wet edge along the edge and everything that I selected in that process there. So let's do a dual brush. I don't play with it too often, and let's bring the scatter just up a little bit more. You can kind of see a preview down below here. Hide that panel again, and slightly different. It gives it kind of nice little look. You could use that probably as a pathway, like a pebble pathway or something, depending on the color you're using. Let's go down to maybe like a brownish brown, right about there. So you could use that as like a path or something like that. So that's that one there. Let me go ahead and go back into here and go over to some textures. You can scale the textures. Now there's a lot of things you can do in here, just like you could with Procreate, as far as how it's going to look and everything. So it's just a matter of playing around with it. And if you wanted to go back to that brush, and you can see from the settings point, I have it set for that, and I have it selected there under regular brushes. If I were to go to brush, hard round, and then go back to that same one that I was playing with, it is back to normal, as you can see. So what typically you'd want to do is select that hard round brush, do a copy of it, and let's call that hard round water edge. I like that water edge, so I'm going to put that right back on there again. Put that in there. See, now I have it as a duplicate, and let's go ahead and add another branch to our thing and do an edit fill with a white to get rid of that page. So let's go back into our settings. I like that blue on there, so we'll go back to the blue a little bit. And we'll go into scattering again. Increase that scattering. Go down the noise. I don't know if noise gave me too much. A little bit. Not too bad. And then the wet edge. That's what seemed to really give it that effect. Increase the scattering a little bit. And there's that pathway that I was kind of playing with there. So I get out of there and go back to settings. That brush may look the same as far as a preview, so you would want to give it a good detailed description of what that was. And you can see the little brush on the corner, upper right corner there, that indicates that it is a custom brush or something that's been modified. And same with any of these brushes. If I were to copy that, I'll give it number 2, or just the word 2. I got that over here. It's got that little indicator brush in the top corner there. And we'll just go into settings. I won't play too much with this one. Shape dynamics. Scattering. Shape dynamics doesn't give you too much to play with. Jitter. Yeah, a little bit jitter. You can see it kind of changes with it. Angle of the jitter. Let's go into a green. And then we'll go color dynamics. You've got to highlight it to get any of the controls that you want to work with. So increase that. Not too much difference there. Like I said, you can play around with these guys. Got a little brighter, got a little darker. That one's interesting. Color dynamics. Hue jitter. So if you go, each time you draw with it, it goes through the color spectrum, it looks like. Interesting. But let's go ahead back to brushes. And that's that hard round 2. And I just gonna get rid of that. Don't really need that in my selection of brushes. So like I said, you can do a lot of different things with the brushes once you get them selected. I've imported a few and I'm going to be creating my own and giving them to you guys to download and import into yours as you see fit. But go ahead and just play around with some of these brushes and see what you can do, come up with. Save them, delete them, play around with them. Like I said, once you do some changes to them, and if you go out of that brush and back into the brush, it sets it back to the default. So have a lot of fun with those guys. So that was it for this Tuesday tutorial. It's a little quick one. Just wanted to do a little brush customization in there as far as how you can do that in Photoshop. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. And I will catch you next time, guys. Have a good one.